Welcome, one and all, to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 481. I am your friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here, as always, with my suspender set to maximum stun, and it's a bit of a different show for you today. My camera's in a new spot. The setup is all wonky. Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 481. I am your... And, all right. I think that's working. Is that audio in both ears? As always, with my suspender set to maximum stun, and it's a bit of a different show for you today. My camera's in a new spot. The setup is all wonky. Smoke Rings, episode 400. What in tarnation? And all right. Well, let me make an audio change. Why was that in only one ear? Let's turn. It's on stereo. Let's turn off into buffer size 256. PC audio out. Broadcast volume out. Output stereo. See if that changed it. I think that's working. Is that audio in both ears? No, still in one ear. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. And no one else is suffering from this issue. The setup is all wonky. Let's see. Let me take a look at my mixer here. So this is new. This is the first time this has happened. Check. What intonation? I think that did it. Well, let me make an audio. Nope, change. Still in one ear. That is so weird. It's only in one ear for you as well. Well, I can't spend too much longer on this. I'm not sure what I changed in my audio settings here. PC audio. Broadcast volume out. Output. I think I know. Yeah. That's what it was. Maybe it's check. Set that to mixing driver. All right, so now we have to wait for for it to load on up. But then it should work. So this is new. This is the first time this has happened. All right, I'll push pause on that bubble. Anyway, now you're getting an echo. Tons of echo. Okay. Let me turn off that. Let's see. What exactly are you listening to? We're going to have a great show when we get to it. Don't worry. It's going to be nice. What in the world? Right. Let's try microphone 2. Let's push pause on our music here. All right, pause on the music. We're now in microphone 2. Then taking out the mixer, I've got desktop audio and Elgato turned off, which means we should only hear the microphone. Okay, let me see. Sounds good now? It sounds good now, you say? Voice is now only on the left. Are you serious? The voice is now only on the left? Okay, sorry, I had to, well, let's just see. Let's go to recording. I've got, let's turn this all the way down. Oh, because I've got an audio signal there. Pull that out of the mixer. Now we've got nothing interfering. Turn that volume all the way down. There. Now, that volume is all the way up. And all I have in there are my headphones. If we go to mixing driver 2, playback. Mixing driver 2. Let me see what happens if I try Audacity, just so that I know. Check, check, check. Test, test, test. It's still in one ear. Okay. Well, sorry about that. Well, trying to figure it out. Almost done. What setting did I change? I know I changed a setting from mono to stereo. Let's try output mono. Check, check, check. Ha, ha, ha. That's what it was. Well, this is a teachable moment, ladies and gentlemen. A teachable moment. Don't make changes, important changes to the broadcast of your program an hour before you're supposed to go live, at least unless you have time to test it out. Well, 8 minutes into the program, and we're finally getting ready to start. Hey, well, thanks for sticking with me. Okay. So today's going to be a great show. Things are a little bit different. I'm getting ready, or I'm trying to get ready, for Fallout 76. Here, let's get the music back on. Where's the music? Come on. Sing me on, sweet music. All right, let's turn the desktop audio on so that you can hear that. Great. Now we're listening to music. So the thing is, I'm trying to get ready for Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is going to be, the beta for the PC is going to be available on the 30th, and that's when I'm hoping to start doing some broadcasts. Dawson Holiday says, Ox, you've talked about how you're considering doing Red Dead Redemption 2 lore. I'm sad to be the one to tell you this, but it's only getting released on consoles. Yeah, I was really excited. I had lots of plans. I thought, well, what's the closest thing to a post-apocalypse? The Wild West. And then they said consoles only. So we won't be doing that then, will we? That's okay. We've got Fallout 76. Thank you, Bethesda, for saving the day. Anyway, my plan is to get my brand new computer up and running in time for Fallout 76. Here's my vision. I've got this beautiful new computer in this beautiful baby girl. That's the camera right there. Yep, you're too itty bitty. You want to? You have to jump up.
Oh, my face is going that way.
Yep, you have to look there. See? Yeah, that's how you look at. Then you gotta go to the eyes to the. See, then if I look at the camera, and then over there, and then at the camera, you can see it. Yep.
I see myself.
You see yourself. I see you.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome. Our Daddy's got to work.
But my face is going that way.
Okay, but you need to go into the other room with Mama and Bubby. Okay? All right, no more camera. Time to get out of Daddy's office. Thank you. You are big. She had to remind me that she's big. She says, I'm big. And she is big. So my plan is to build a brand new, beautiful computer and then send the signal from that computer to my old computer right here, which I've been using for all my videos, and then use that computer for capturing the footage and turning it into movies. So I spent too much money building a water-cooled computer, but I finally got it built. It has an i9 processor. It's got two 1080 Ti water-cooled graphic cards. I did the water cooling looping system myself. I finally taught myself how to bend the pipes, and there's all sorts of fittings. I had one leak once. It was horrible. Though I don't know what happened. Part of me thinks that it was sabotaged by one of the little ones, because it is a curious thing. But I went downstairs and the water everywhere. I still don't know how it happens. I removed as many points of failure as I could. So in response to that, because I didn't know what happened, I removed one of the fittings. on. All right. I've got these really long headphone cables, and they get wrapped around my chair. I'm just a mess today. I'm an absolute mess. Oh, no, it's the other way. There. Anyway, somehow this thing will get wrapped around my chair while I'm working on videos, and then sooner or later, I dropped my headphones. Well, I made a big bang. I was dropping my headphones. I'm trying to do my show. Thank you. I have to have my door open because of cigar. That's right. Where's... I was saying something about my new... Anyway, yeah, so I took today off because I've been struggling all day with trying to get my games working on my computer. I got Fallout New Vegas to work on my new computer a couple days ago, and it looks good. It looks good in 4K. I'm hoping to be able to capture 4K footage in Fallout New Vegas. That said, after installing it on this new computer, there is one weird quirk. I can't explain it. Every time I use the keyboard to switch weapons, I get a big spike of lag. It didn't happen on this computer. Can't explain it. It's a more powerful computer, more RAM, 2 graphic cards, SLI, i9 processor. Now whenever I use the quick numbers on the keyboard to switch weapons, a huge lag spike. That's the only problem with New Vegas. But it was really Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 that I was having a problem with. I was trying to get Fallout 4 to work on my new computer. And first there was a whole bunch of stuttering, just intolerable stuttering. Couldn't use that footage. Then I finally figured out that in order to get rid of the stuttering on my new computer, I had to play it in full screen mode. So I changed it to full screen mode, but then all the footage that I got off of it had screen tearing. Horrible screen tearing. I would move the mouse and just all of these horizontal lines flying all over the place. 3 days I spent trying to diagnose that one issue, and I finally, about an hour ago, figured out what it was. It was a couple of things. I had a stability mod installed that for some reason works fine on my old computer, but doesn't really work on my new computer. And so I had to remove that. Then I had VSync set to fast. I had to turn that off. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. I won't bore you with it, but I finally got it working. Now I got to get Fallout 3 working on this machine, and I'm terrified of that. I logged into Fallout 3, and within 30 seconds I crash. Crashed to desktop. I saw my suspenders and I said the word suspend. No, I crashed to desktop in Fallout 3. So for my Fallout 3 video that I published today, I had to record that on my old computer. Got this brand new computer, 4K, and I had to shoot it on my old computer. So hopefully I'll get Fallout 3 done, and then I can do more Fallout 3 content. Okay. When is the game? Says a random operator. In about 45 minutes. We usually start the program by talking. Just things and stuff. This is me talking about things and stuff. Then after about 45 minutes of things and stuff, we get on to games. So I hope you enjoy that. We'll see if this format works. It's been working for 9 years. But who knows? Maybe I'll have to change things. Anyway, so I had to change my camera. So here's the thing. This is the big experiment that we're going to be doing today. I've got Wolfenstein, The New Order, in 4K ultra settings on this new computer. And I want to play that and stream it. And did I change my... Now I need to make sure that I've got the appropriate bit rate for streaming. Let's go to OBS settings, output. No, let's go to stream. Streaming services. Okay, let's go to output. Streaming, constant bit rate of 4,500. 4,500 constant bitrate for streaming in 4K ultra quality. You think that's going to be okay? Well, I mean, this is my streaming rig. That's right. I've got my old mindset. The entire point of this new computer is that I've got this new computer with the game installed on it so that I'm not going to be consuming any system resources when streaming. So it should be okay. Okay. 2-pass encoding, GPU set to 0 B frames. Okay, it won't be in 4K. That's right. Okay, I can't broadcast in 4K today. So this is standard K. This is 1920 1080. It's still HD, it's not 4K. So this broadcast is 1920 1080. Hopefully next week I'll be able to do a live stream in 4K. We'll see. I'm getting there. I'm getting there one day at a time. All while making new content. What's the limit for TTS? Is Aaron Black? That's a great question. I don't know. I did 18 cores. I've got 18 cores. So I chose 18 in the launcher for Fallout 4, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, we got to move on with the program. Here's the new thing. So I went to the Greenbrier Resort, and it was a fun time. I collected a lot of Fallout 76 footage, and I've been producing videos about it, which you all know. And I've been having a good time. But then I got this surprise in the mail. But it arrived today. Bethesda sent me a thank you in the form of this Fallout official cookbook, which I saw online. You know, I saw it available for sale, and it looked interesting. But I'm not a big chef kind of guy. I don't do a lot of cooking, so I didn't get it. But then it arrived, and it's got drink menus. You can make cocktails. Today during the program, we will be making Ware's Brew. We all recall Ware's Brew as the highly not so irradiated beverage produced by a child of Adam named Ware inside the nucleus. It's a special brew called Ware's Brew. Far Harbor DLC for Fallout 4. But we have the recipe here. In honor of the greatest race in the world, the Kentucky Derby race. Calm down. Vault-Tec invites you to make this drink to celebrate Derby lovers everywhere. We have some Derby-winning toy cars laying around the vault. I'm not sure how a bunch of wooden cars could have been such a spectacle to be called the greatest race in the world, but to each their own, I suppose. Here's the specs on Ware's Brew. It gives you +1 charisma for 30 minutes, and here's the recipe. 5 mint leaves, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of bourbon. Where's my bourbon? Oh, got the bourbon. Then 1/2 cup of soda and crushed ice. I forgot the crushed ice. We're doing it without ice. All right, I'll get to it in a second. The Coolest 7248 says, what video recording software do you use? I'm debating on NVIDIA Shadowplay, but I don't know what's best. You, sir, are probably talking to the wrong man. I have a lot of experience with this topic, but none of it's good. I used Shadowplay for a very long time, but the problem with Shadowplay is it uses a variable bit rate, which causes the audio to desync from the video. So for the first half of this channel's life, since I was using Shadowplay, when I loaded my footage into Adobe Premiere, I would have to unlink the video from the audio and rearrange the audio in the timeline to fit the video. Then sometimes, if it was a really long file, the video would speed up. It would be recorded at a different speed than the audio. It wasn't just misaligned. It was recorded at a different speed. So then I would have to do a rate change of the video to match the audio. It was a nightmare. An absolute nightmare. So I got rid of Shadowplay. I no longer use Shadowplay. I now use Open Broadcast Software, which I had previously used before. I had used it before I used Shadowplay. Not sure why I switched from OBS to Shadowplay. I think it was because it was just easier. But I switched back to OBS, and now I have to tinker with settings to get it to work. Holy cow, lots of questions. Sir Copper Bullet says, if you were able to try any fictional Fallout liquor, what would it be? Well, today we're going to be trying some Where's Brew. So stay tuned for that. The Dark Seraph says, a termite walks into a bar and asks, is the bartender here? The termite walks into a bar and asks, is the bartender here? I'm probably going to be angry with myself in a little bit once I get it for not getting it. A termite walks into a bar. Termites eat wood. Bars are made out of wood. So he walks into the wood, presumably to eat the wood. Is this the bartender here? I'm sure you'll all explain it to me. Jane McCibe says, hey Oxhorn, does that cookbook have iguana bits? It does. It has iguana bits. I don't know where it's at. I'm not going to look it up. It does have iguana bits. It also has, the Vim Captain's blend. Look. There's a lobster claw sticking out of the Vim's Captain's blend. It's made with clamato juice. Oh. Some of the stuff in here is just hot. But it's fun. Okay. Love Sniping says, hey Oxhorn, I recently bought a couple of Romeo y Julieta wide Churchills, 55 ring gauge, 173 centimeters long. They're pretty nice long burning cigars. They are indeed. I have enjoyed a large gauge cigars in the past, but frankly I like the typical Churchill sized. I mean, these are not exactly small cigars. They're still big cigars. But if it's too big around and you got to clamp it down in your jaw for 30 minutes to an hour, it could get really tiring on your jaw. I found that this is just the right size for my needs. King Lenny says, you forgot the show's jingle. Do I have a jingle? I don't think I have a jingle. I should probably come up with a jingle for this program, huh? The only jingle I've ever made was the Eulogy Jones jingle. Diorm says, hey Oxhorn, did you consider playing the other Bioshock? Or at least Infinite with its Inception-like plot? I will get to those Bioshocks in a bit. I've got a lot to do. It's not a top priority, but it is something I'm interested in, and I'll probably be doing it later sometime. Vellingham says, my good man Oxhorn, prepare for heartbreak. New Order will do that to most steel-hearted players. It definitely will for you. Oh, dear. Look, I better make this alcoholic beverage before I run out of time. All right. Go. Oh! There was already something in it. Water. Cup. Oh, this is Scotch. That's right. I bought Scotch for the show before I realized I was going to be doing Where's Brew. Okay, so since this is Scotch and smoke rings, we have to have at least one sip of Scotch. Here's the famous noise. There we go. Let's, a small libation. Scotch and smoke. Now, 5 mint leaves. Phew. This is a lot of mint. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cooking with Oxhorn. Cooking. I say cooking loosely because it's more like mixing. Mixing with Oxhorn. Okay, 5. Let's see. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Tablespoons. I don't have a tablespoon. Oh, it's got one of those squeezy serving things. I didn't have any maple syrup in stock. Had to buy a new bottle of maple syrup. Oh, getting maple syrup all over my keyboard. All right, we're going to stop at 2 tablespoons. You tell me when. I think that's about it. I don't want it that sweet. I mean, I like sweetness, but I've never been a big sweet tooth. 1/4 cup of bourbon? Cup of bourbon. All right, 1/4 cup. Where's the bourbon? There it is. This is Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Two corks today. It's a special day. Why do they make it hard to gain access to the liquor? Don't they know? All right. Yes, your seal of quality. All right, here's the noise. Yeah. Okay, 1/4 a cup. Shall we eyeball it? Let's eyeball it. I have generous cups in the Oxhorn household. Generous cups. They're just larger than usual, so I've got to be consistent. And I spilled bourbon all over myself. All right, then 1/2 cup of club soda. Okay. I feel like a chemist. Oh, let's kind of cut that syrup. Ooh, that is syrupy syrup. Let's cut it a little bit with some more water. Almost there. A little bit more. Is it supposed to bubble like that? All right, I think we've got a winner. So, where's brew? And then the crushed ice. Supposed to have crushed ice, but I didn't have that, so. All right. Well, we did it. Oh, you guys have been talking. Rob Taylor says, here's to Oxhorn being genuinely entertaining in a world of YouTube clickbait. Cheers. Well, thank you, Rob. That's a very generous tip. I appreciate it. Taz says, have you ever considered using the boxcars to create a merchant area, or do you just use them for housing? You know, I haven't considered that. I really just use it for housing. They're kind of narrow for a marketplace, don't you think? I mean, if you had to set up your fruit stand, right? You've got a fruit stand, you take it to the market to make some money, and then you have to do it inside one of those train cars or the box cars. They're pretty narrow. I wouldn't think there would be a lot of room. I guess I'd have to see it. Tar Heel says, hey, Oxhorn, do you know how the settlement system will work in 76? I mean, if you're offline, can other players come along and destroy all of your stuff? I know a little bit, and enough to answer your question. No. So it's called the camp system in Fallout 76, and it logs off with you. So your camp will appear in the world, but only if you're physically there. So if somebody builds their camp on the same spot where you logged out, you'll log back in with your camp disassembled. But each of the things you built will be saved to a blueprint, so you can just go to a new location and put your camp back out. Prower26 says you should have rolled the mint in between your hands before you put it in to bring out the flavor. Now, live and learn. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm learning. I don't do a lot of cocktails. But I'm eager to learn. Zelzam says, hey, Oxhorn, thanks for all of your cool content. Really great for relaxing after getting home from work. Well, thank you very much, Zelzam. Pleasure to have you on the show. Jack Duggan says, hey there, Oxhorn. Have you ever tried smoking a tobacco pipe? From what I understand, that's as close to being an old school American gentleman as you can get. Well, gentlemen, I don't know. Old school American, get yourself a nice corncob pipe, and you'll have a field of tobacco in your tobacco farm as an old school American. So all the tobacco you could possibly need, get a corncob pipe, and you're good to go. Yeah, I used to smoke a tobacco pipe all the time when I was on the program. I like smoking tobacco pipes, but it's a lot of work to smoke a tobacco pipe. First, you got to pack the pipe properly. You got to pack the tobacco in such a way so that it's a little bit tighter at the top, but the leaves get a little bit looser towards the bottom so that gravity can give the ash a place to go for it to fall down. And then there has to be enough air between each individual leaf in the bowl so that the fire can get around. It's complicated, and sometimes if you don't do it right, you get a lot of tongue bite, which is uncomfortable. So I prefer the cigar. It's already packaged. Don't have to worry about it. You cut it, set it on fire, you're good to go. Salvaged Van Part says, from a shooter, the 45 ACP is known as the hand of God, sir. Is it really? I'll have to bear that in mind. Jonathan Hotz says, Oxhorn, I came up with an explanation for the Brotherhood of Steel being in 76. After Maxon arrived at Lost Hills, he began working on an airship fleet. The only airship was completed. Only one airship was completed and was sent to West Virginia. Well, yeah, but this is... I keep bumping the camera. This is explained to us in Fallout Tactics. So seeing the Brotherhood of Steel in West Virginia is not at all surprising if Fallout Tactics is canonical. Because as we remember, long before the events of Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel launched a Zeppelin fleet that sailed across the continental United States until crashing in Chicago after being hit by a radstorm. This is a mode of transport where the vertebrate is not needed, so we don't have to have destroyed the Enclave after the events of Fallout 2 to be able to move that great a distance. And that's the primary criticism we've been getting from people who are really up in arms about this whole Brotherhood of Steel thing in Fallout 76. Well, the Brotherhood can't be on the West Coast because the Enclave wasn't defeated until the events of Fallout 2, which happened many years after the events of Fallout 76, and it wasn't until they defeated the Enclave that they got their hands on the vertebrate, which is, look, even so, if they had Zeppelins, they could have done it, which they've done in the past. They did it twice in Fallout Tactics and again in Fallout 4. Fallout Tactics gave Bethesda the justification they needed to give Maxon a Zeppelin that he used to get from the Capital Wasteland to Fallout 4, or to Boston. And then it was Lancer Knight Captain Kells who told us that they've got a lot of Zeppelins. They've had an entire fleet of Zeppelins. And he even referenced the events that took place in Fallout Tactics. I feel like I've been talking a lot about the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 76 on this program since the events of Greenbrier. I can't wait for the game to start so that we get to know all the answers to these questions. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, lots of comments. And they're flying off the screen. Gamer Joe says, if there are factions in 76, I'm joining yours so no one will stop me. What? Factions in the form of guilds? Oh, yeah, I hadn't even considered that. Guilds. I don't really want a guild. I don't really want to join a guild. I may someday, but... even back in my World of Warcraft days, I wasn't really active in guilds. I had joined guilds, but I didn't chat a lot. I just sort of did my own thing. That's how I enjoy playing the games. OrtCloud, nice name, says, are you interested in No Man's Sky? And a fitting game to be mentioning if your name is OrtCloud. I was interested in No Man's Sky. I bought No Man's Sky before it came out. The hype was real. I was excited. Then I played it. I even made a few videos about it. If you go to my channel, you can search No Man's Sky and I think I made 2 videos, maybe 3, definitely 2. 2 videos about No Man's Sky. The audience wasn't interested. The game at the time wasn't interesting. I realize now that they have changed the game, and it's now a good game. But I don't know. I think that ship has sailed. For me. Sheol says, and when I see, and if I walk, and when I run away, hold me in your arms, don't let go, Uncle. I'm presuming those are the lyrics to a song. Jay McKibe says, hey Oxhorn, last I heard there's no special points respec in Fallout 76. I haven't heard your opinion on that. Me, I'm kind of 50-50. If need, I can make a new character, but I wish to be flexible on my first tune. Well, it would be nice to have the ability to respec your character. But there's no character respec in any of the Fallout games, so that would certainly be quite a divergence from what they're used to. And I think the reason they don't provide special point respecs is because of role-playing. I mean, the idea behind a special point is that as a person, you're born with certain innate values, which you just so happen to be able to choose at the beginning of the gameplay. But then later on, as you gain experience, that experience it's supposed to be your real-world experiences. And you can't go back in time and change the experiences you had in the past, which formed your special stats, right? So I understand why they don't allow it from a role-playing perspective. Flaming Lemur says, hey Oxhorn, I just want to say that I love your content. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're on the program. Anthony Cook says, hey Ox, did you ever finish Outlast 2? Also, is Bethesda your favorite publisher? Yeah, Bethesda's my favorite publisher. They play all the games that I love to play. Or they publish all the games that I love to play. As for Outlast 2, no. I played it a bit on this channel during my Oxhorn After Dark live streams from way back last year. And it was a bit too much, so I lost any interest in finishing that game. Just me. All right, my mint leaves have had enough time to soak up all of the wonderful alcohol. Let's see here. Oh. Man, that's syrupy. Oh. You saw me. I didn't put too much syrup in there. It said 2 tablespoons. That's thick. That is a thick beverage. Whew. Let's try again. Gotta chew it. Oh, man. Whose idea was it to put maple syrup in a drink? Ugh. But, I mean, if there was a Ware's Brew, I'm assuming it would be thick like this. And the leaves in it make it kind of green, which I'm sure Ware's Brew wouldn't look very good, so. Whew. Jonathan, you need ice in that, says the stonerification. Yeah, I know. I made it wrong. I need ice. Jonathan Hotz says, you, sir, are unmatched in persuasion. Before your vids on 76, I was certain that it was going to tank, but after seeing those vids, I can't wait for it to come out. Well, my thinking about that is I just want to present the evidence. It's our natural instinct to resist change. And as gamers, that comes out in the form of resisting anything new that changes our perception of something we're used to. So when we hear the news about Cyberpunk 2077, we're like, hey, a new game. Great. We all love it. But if we hear the news of Cyberpunk 2077 Part 2, everything about that game will be in comparison to the first one. It will never live up to the hype. Well, I don't say never. Never say never. It could live up to the hype, but it's unlikely to. And that's the way it is with any sequel. Every sequel is compared in some way to a game that came previously, and almost always negatively. So, people are just resistant to change, especially if they have preconceived ideas that they don't want challenged. And so my stance was just, I want to wait to see what they've got. Like, when they start showing us gameplay, when they start showing us items, when we get to really understand what this is all about, then I want to start making my decisions. So, yeah, I was really grateful that I had the opportunity to go to Greenbrier and collect that footage. Is there a strange squirrel pie recipe in the book? I'm not sure. I haven't read the whole book. I'm presuming so. In 76, Bethesda tweeted how the Brotherhood got to West Virginia. Huh? Let's see. Elder Scrolls, Doom, Fallout. Ruthless, selfish, bloodthirsty. Since the day the bombs dropped, raiders have been the scourge of the wasteland. In Appalachia, Rose is their enigmatic leader. But who is she, and what does she hope to gain as she watches the carnage from the roost on the top of the world? Oh, that's cool. November 2077, a month after the Great War, Army Captain Roger Maxson arrived with survivors at the California bunker of Lost Hills. There he formed the Brotherhood of Steel, who used a functioning satellite to extend their reach across America, all the way to Appalachia. Who used a functioning satellite? They didn't have to travel there at all. All they had to do was exchange their ideas. Oh, Bethesda, you sly dogs. Here we are, all focusing on vertibirds and zeppelins and the long hike from the west coast to Appalachia. No, they got a satellite and converted people in Appalachia to join the Brotherhood. That's how they did it. They didn't have to travel there at all. Wow, is that true? Oh, so cool. I want to learn more. That's it. It's just a tweet. It's just one tweet, and that's all we got. Man. Clever, clever. I want to play this game. Why can't I play this game right now? I'm going to have so much fun. And I'll bring you guys along for everything. I'm going to be doing live streams of every moment of my gameplay for a while until I get enough footage to make some lore videos. Corey says, seriously, what are we going to do with that be? Seriously, a functioning satellite we never heard about? What, like Archimedes 2? Because we didn't hear about that in Fallouts 1 and 2, but in New Vegas, oh, suddenly, Archimedes 2. Yeah, come on. If we're going to give Obsidian a pass, we can give Bethesda a pass. They didn't talk about Archimedes 2 in Fallouts 1 and 2. We learned about it in Fallout New Vegas, and it's great. We've got the Euclid Sea Finder, and Archimedes 2 is in the sky, and it not only is a satellite, it's a satellite weapon that can bring sun fire to Earth. And no one has a problem with that. Obsidian said that one. But the idea that the Brotherhood can just gain access to what obviously must be of course there are satellites orbiting the Earth 25 years after the apocalypse. Of course there are. Fallout New Vegas is 200 plus years after the apocalypse. Having orbiting satellites at that point is questionable. But 25 years after the apocalypse, of course there are satellites still orbiting the Earth. And of course it's possible to gain access to one to spread information around the globe. That's totally plausible. Man, no matter what, see, they just can't win. Bethesda can't win. There's nothing they can do. No matter what they do, there's going to be someone, wow, I just don't like the idea of satellites. Oh, man. It's hilarious. I love my job. This is great. Do you like the Children of Adam? I love the Children of Adam as an evil faction. Do I like them as in, do I admire what they stand for? No. No, I don't. Their ultimate goal is death. And I've never been fond of death cults. They're interesting, but I don't like them. I'd love to learn more about them, though. In Fallout 3, the Enclave main base used a satellite to destroy Liberty Prime and Broken Steel. Exactly. Andrew says, do you think that Fallout 76 will have seasonal weather changes that coordinate with real-life current seasons? No, because... Oh, I understand. For a moment, I thought that you were asking if in-game we will be experiencing the same seasons as we would in the real life. And I was about to say no, because the time scale is different in the Fallout universe. But I understand what you're saying now. Will there be the 4 seasons in Fallout 76? And I don't know the answer to that question. I didn't see any evidence of that when I went to the Greenbrier and played it. I didn't hear about any of that during the stress test. So I don't know. Now, that would be really cool, but we haven't seen seasons in any of the other games. Instead, I think that if we want to experience seasons, we'll have to travel to different biomes. Now, the nuclear launches will bring seasons to a location, kind of. I mean, when you nuke a new location, the entire environment changes, but it's not going to be a snow nuke or a leaf nuke or anything like that. So, I hope there are seasons, but I don't know. The Stonerification says Archimedes 2 actually makes less sense than this Brotherhood of Steel explanation. Its orbit would have decayed long ago. Exactly. That's my point. Every satellite in orbit has to have its orbit adjusted every now and then. I don't know how long. A couple months, a couple years. Little jet just nudges it back into orbit. If you've got an Archimedes 2 satellite that hasn't been nudged for over 200 years, it would have crashed into the Earth long ago. Maybe it was on autopilot. Maybe it was programmed to nudge itself on its own without human intervention. Or, we can always explain it away, so it's not really a lore-breaking issue. But if we were to focus on what we know now and how satellites work today, yeah, there's no way Archimedes would still be in orbit. General John says it's just a game. Of course it is. But if I have to get passionate about something, I'm going to get passionate about this game instead of politics. Because if I get passionate about politics, I'm going to drive myself crazy. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to talk about Fallout. Because this doesn't matter. This is what I'm going to get passionate about. Not all of the other things that I could get passionate about that would drive me crazy and make enemies of everyone I know. Napoleon Wart says Todd Howard, it just works everything to bring Brotherhood to every game. Now, that is a criticism that I agree with, and I understand. Here's the thing. Everyone loves the Brotherhood of Steel. All of the players love the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel is such a cool faction with great music and wonderful power armor and such an awesome culture. So people will like the Brotherhood of Steel, and they want to see the Brotherhood in every game, which is why the Brotherhood has had a presence in every single Fallout game, including a game, the worst one of the franchise that bears their name, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. The worst one. It's so bad that Bethesda says it's not canonical. Made by Interplay, by the way. But it's kind of fan service. People love the Brotherhood, so of course they had to add the Brotherhood. Now, I said a long time ago, when people asked me what I wanted from the factions, what I would prefer, and my preference was new factions. I don't want to see the same thing I've seen in every game. I wanted to see new stuff, and we're going to be getting that with the Responders, a brand new faction in Fallout 76, the Responders. That's going to be great. I can't wait to learn more about them. But I wish that the Brotherhood was something else, something new. But people get excited. I mean, when they heard that it's likely that we'll see the Enclave again, people got excited. So I understand why they included the Brotherhood again. It's probably the same reason they include super mutants and Deathclaws and all of the things that kind of make Fallout. I wish it was all new factions, but I'm still going to really enjoy the game. Ya boy David says, why is the T-60 in Fallout 76? That was explained in during the events of Fallout 4. They worked a... Oh, buddy, I'm working now. When the Brotherhood of Steel was flying from the Capital Wasteland to the Commonwealth, they found a pre-war military bunker filled with T-60 power armor, so they had exclusive access to this upgraded version of the T-45, and they explained a lore issue about it. So if the pre-war American government used T-60 during the events of Fallout 4, then of course the same would have been true in Fallout 76. Okay. Because they share the same universe. Oxhorn, do a dab. Also, your teeth are amazing. I'm not joking. Thanks. No, I'm not going to do a dab. Plumber Hub says, hey, Oxhorn, love the vids. Love to hear your opinion on the great game. Do you think 76 may contain some clues to this, like the space station or Vault Tech? Yeah, I speculated during my video on the story of Fallout 76 that there may be some really exciting Vault Tech lore. I don't know, because I haven't played all that much, but based on the terminal entries that we explored together in my video on Vault 76, I walked away with the impression that the Vault Tech might still exist. I mean, Fallout 76 is only 25 years after the apocalypse. I understand why Vault Tech doesn't exist by the events of Fallout 1 and Fallout 3, but Fallout 76 is pretty close to that apocalyptic date. Perhaps we'll learn why we never meet anyone from Vault Tech in any of the other games during Fallout 76. And that would be really exciting to learn. Skystalker says, where did Joshua Graham go? Well, that depends on the ending that we chose for the Honest Hearts DLC. He likely he either became a leader of the Dead Horses and led them on to greatness, or went back to New Canaan and focused on his studies and personal meditation. Well, not New Canaan, but wherever the New Canaanites went to after the destruction of New Canaan. Vellingham says, would you be intrigued if a new faction came into Fallout, that are the remnants of a pre-war motorcycle club, still wearing the cuts and of the previous comrades in arms and riding lone wanderers on the highways? I would. So you're asking if we ever found, would I be excited to find Hell's Angels in the Fallout universe? Well, we've got the Atom Cats, and I don't know if the Hell's Angels would really fit, The bad boys of the Fallout universe were the greasers. They've got the jet black hair, it's slicked back, focusing on it with leather jackets. How many greaser gangs do we find? There's the Atom Cats, there's the Tunnel Snakes, there's the Kings. we find a lot of greasers. But, I don't know if the Hells Angels or the biker gang vibe would really fit in Fallout. It's certainly a post-apocalyptic idea, but not necessarily a retro-futuristic atomic punk idea. Jonathan Hott says, which Fallout game would you like to see a sequel for? Like New Vegas 2. Me personally, I would want to see New Vegas 2. I don't want to see any sequels. I'm not big on sequels. I like the idea that each game is a contained unit. And I know that this it's not what they did for Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. I mean, Fallout 2 was a direct sequel of Fallout 1. It referenced the events that went on in Fallout 1 very explicitly. And the reason I didn't like that is because as soon as we start Fallout 1, our entire gaming experience in as soon as we start Fallout 2, our entire gaming experience from Fallout 1 is shattered to pieces. We're told that the Vault Dweller was a man. We're told the people that he hung out with. We're told what happened to Ian and to Dogmeat and many of the other companions in the game. All of the experiences we had in our game are proven to not be accurate by the Vault Dweller's memoirs that came out with Fallout 2. And I think that was a mistake. I think part of the allure of the Fallout franchise is after the canonical events that take place within the game, how those are resolved is kind of left up to the player. Now, in Fallout 4, Bethesda did have a canonical ending to Fallout 3. The Brotherhood did win. The Enclave was defeated. But that was sort of out of necessity so that they could bring the Brotherhood of Steel from the Capital Wasteland to the Commonwealth. But they tried to refrain from doing that as often as possible. But there was an established precedent as Interplay did it beforehand. Okay. It's time for the game. Now, let's see. How am I going to do this? This is all new. Growing pains. So let's move my mouse for computer number 1 over there. And let's put my phone over there, maybe. Now, I'm going to be bumping the camera a little bit. Sorry for that. Hold on. I'm going to move my microphone up. Twist it around. Check. Oh. Now. Oh, this is going to be awkward. You're going to be looking right at my mic. Oh, no. Here, let me lower it. Push that up. Okay, I think I've got it. Now, let's. Nope. All right. Okay, moving to computer number 2. I think we've got this set up. Oh, music. Let's turn off that. Let's turn desktop audio up. Okay. Now, I can hear the audio fine. You let me know in the comments if for some reason you can't hear the audio or if something is off. Oh, I'm going to be getting new office furniture in a few days. And that's going to make things a little bit more comfortable for me right now. Okay.
I smell the barbecue. I hear children. A dog. And I see someone. I think I see someone. These things. None of it for me. I'm moved by roaring engines. I'm lone warriors. We come from the night.
Eyes open, Blazkowicz. You keep a lookout. I need to go to the pit. A shite! Blazkowicz, go back into the flight deck. Clamp the fuel line to engine 6, quickly!
I clamped the fuel line to engine 6. Okay.
Find the tools in the tool cabinet. You'll need pliers and some baling wire.
Baling wire, pliers.
Inside the fuel line compartment. Cracking job, Captain, but I'm losing altitude. Need to drop weight or we will be ditching hardline. Head for the cargo bay and jettison everything we've got out the cargo door. Hold fast! I'm cranking up the cargo hub. Right, now concentrate through Glasgow. Jesus, Glasgow is escaping the Tavern!
Okay, I'm cutting. There it all goes. All right.
Grand. We're climbing now. Return to the cockpit, Blaskowitz.
Oh,
You all right back there? This flak is coming from Denton's compound. What the devil? Cherry is off! Up to the turret, Blaskowitz. Go! Train kills! Mind our friendlies.
oh, oh, blast! Oh, don't hit the good guys. Sure. Oh man.
Outstanding, Vulture 1. You just saved my crew. Damage to engine 654, and I have a fire in the cockpit. Good show, Vulture 1.
Oh no! I killed a good guy.
God damn, they're fast. Yeah, the engine's on those things.
Oh!
Right ahead! It's coming right at us! Shoot! Right in front of us, Glasgow!
Oh! Yeah.
Death at the gates again. Howling my name. Can't greet you today.
I cried.
I have a war to win.
You're still breathing, you chummy bastard. Tough as they come, you know. Jesus Christ. Mayday! Vulture 1, coming, Vulture 1. Red pack free, Glasgow. Use it. Keep playing out your that sketchy. Hey, Condor 9, this is Vulture 1. You're crowding me. He's off. Negative, Vulture 1. Got a serious case of ambush. You'll need to shuffle out of formation and you need to make room, Fergus. Affirmative, Randall.
Ooh, come on, back up.
Glasgow, retract the radar. Pull the handle up there by those flashing lights. Much obliged, Captain.
It's a little close, don't you think?
Appreciate your problem, Condor 9. I see smoke. I see solution coming off your rudders. Your freeze ailerons are done. Yeah, this thing handles like a concrete bridge. Thanks for...
Oh no, don't die!
Come in, Condor 9. That's a troop transport. Condor 9, come in, Condor 9. This is Condor 9. Who's this? Private Wyatt, Sergeant 9th Airborne. All right, bear boy. Listen up, pay close attention. Now, you see the pilot's wheel? Yes, sir. Right, I want you to grab it as hard as you can with both hands and pull it towards you. Don't turn it, mind you. You keep it level, just pull it towards your chest. Okay, sir. I think it's working! We're leveling out! Okay, Private Wyatt, I need you to do one more thing for me. Sir! Have a man ready by the side door. You are getting visitors.
Oh, really? Am I gonna repair this ship?
Blaskowitz, get the cockpit door open. You're gonna have to hold it open, then follow my lead.
For crying out loud.
Here we go!
Whoa! Look at you!
I've got you! Look out!
happened to the captain?
Let's go, let's go.
Where?
Pilot 10, shot to the leg and I'm bleeding out. 71 souls in the hold. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Oh, thank God you're here!
Quiet,
Oh,
get
God!
up your ass.
Oh, Jesus!
Vultures 1, 3, 4, 8, 9 and down. That's all right, slaves that will have to abort. Glasgow, let's get this boy off the floor. It's a negative, Condor 9. Maintain your course. God damn it, Gordon. We're getting murdered out here. Listen to me, Fergus.
Thank
If
you,
this
sir.
mission fails, we lose Europe. It's that
I'm
simple.
okay now.
Damn it. If you don't stop this head now, Fergus, that window is closed forever. We will lose this war. Aye, Gordon, I hear you. Look, I've got to go. Death's Head's compound's coming up. OSA command out. Condor 9 out.
Death's Head.
Have your ball back, Glasgow.
Ball
Back.
bag?
We're coming down hard.
What's a ball bag?
Fuck all. Hold on.
It's the break of dawn. July 16, 1946. Everything has gone to shit. The Nazi war machine is advancing at an astonishing rate. And we can't catch up. Our tactics are failing. Outclassed and outgunned. No one knows why. People are getting desperate. Not me. I'm here to see an old friend and settle a score. Turn this thing around.
Oh no. Mechano dog. Ah!
Mayday, mayday. Anyone out there?
Jimmy Crickets. Alright, alright. How do I get
Can
it?
anyone hear me?
Right. Find a way out. Nope.
Anyone?
Fergus, what's your status?
Blazkowicz, we've got the skitters in bad ways over here. Trapped inside an aircraft. Well, some kind of armored hell beast is trying to fucking eat us. No joke.
The same problem here. Shacked up inside dead wreckage.
Is that you over there? Hey, Private Wyatt, flash your lights. Blazko, can you see the light?
Yeah.
Wait, turn off the light. Turn it off. Yes, sir.
I see you. What can I do for you?
Holy cow.
Can't get to it from our position. Utterly fucking trapped in here. But if you can access a cockpit turret on this here aircraft, you might be able to kill the beast. Regular small arms sure don't work for bug at all. Hey, perhaps you can swim here. Just keep your head down below the surface. You should be all right.
Good plan, Fergus. Coming to you.
Right. Right. Now 3. Okay. Move forward, press shift. Nope. Oh, come on. Really? Why does it say left control? I'm on a PC. Please give me PC instructions. Okay. Left shift, fine. And then left alt, control. Oh, control. Control.
A beast built by Death's Head. Should have killed that man long ago.
Beast built by Death's Head. We didn't meet Death's Head in the last game, did we? Oh, we're gonna die of... Oh, up, there we go. Out. Oh, oh no. Do I need air? Is this the one I want to go for? I'm thinking. Where's that the one I want to go for? Which one is he in? Is he in this one? back in the water. It's got to be in this one. Nope, but at least they're marking it on my visor. There we go. What? Oh! What? Holy cow. Alright, let's not get stepped on. Which mechanical beast should I kill first? That's it? What about the big guy? Can I get the big guy? No?
Saved us! Captain Blazkowicz, sir!
All right, listen up. There's a high-powered machine gun nest in those trenches over there. We cannot advance a unit without being slaughtered. So, I want you to make your way over into those trenches and take the nest out. Just run as fast as you possibly bloody can, straight up the middle. We'll lay down cover fire from here.
Got it.
I'll put this on. I'll radio updates from our position. Right, lads, you ready to lay down suppressor fire?
people. Captain Blazkowicz has been fit to clear us apart. We are moving out, and you will show him the courtesy of not getting yourself either shot or killed by the stomper. Understood?
Oh, cool. Run. Head down. Gotta take care of this big robot bad boy. Upsie daisy. Is this the right way? No? Down we go. Guns. Oh man, I'm carrying it out. Everything.
This ain't war. Breaking the seals. Yeah, I'm doing the life itself.
Up. Speak up and press mouse 3 to perform a takedown.
Nicht mehr als zu erwarten war. Nein, Herr General. Nein.
Hey, I got my little science. What? Can I use this? No? Oh. Take out commandos. 8. Okay, Vilken. That way? Whoop. Haven't found any gold yet. Ooh. Time bomb needed, or bomb needed. Okay. Bomb needed. Looks like that. I don't suppose it's just sitting out here for me, is it? So if you recall from the last game, those officers they call in an infinite number of other soldiers. So I have to kill them before I can turn off the signal. Where'd it go? It was right here. Whoa! Run away, run away. Ooh, okay, I'm getting a bit of stutter for the first time. Maybe I should lower settings. You're not enjoying it in 4K, but I'm still playing it in 4K. Oh! I hope to get that changed by next week so that I will be able to actually broadcast it. Yeah! I'll take that. Huzzah! There's the bomb. Found it. Don't need this anymore, do I? It's just gonna slow me down. Okay. Disable the cannons. I can do that. Okay. I want this new one. How do I drop it? There. 250 rounds. Okay. Cannons upstairs, I'm betting. If they're shooting at the birds in the sky. The best defense is a good offense. Oh, man.
Okay, Blasco. We made it past the stop it. Getting nearer to the cliff wall directly below Death's Head's compound. Gonna take a lot of fucking rope to climb up there.
Oh, more climbing. Uh-oh. Why did that cut out? I just happened to look over at my monitor and I saw that it cut out. Has the footage been cutting out this entire time? That's weird.
Hey, that's very good, Captain, but there's one more cannon further up still firing at our birds. We started climbing the cliff wall below the castle. Hurry up and meet us at the top.
Oh no! Run away! That's one way to get rid of a skin. Oh no, it didn't work. Why didn't that work? That was me.
That is some fine shooting.
Okay. I thought that the trick was to get him to take out the cannons, but... I get it now. Okay, where's my, where's brew? It's growing on me. Still a little syrupy, but it's growing on me. I want peace, says the Führer. Berlin, July 10th, 1946. The future of humanity is at stake. In a rare interview exclusively for this newspaper, discussing the war effort and the values that make the German race so unique and superior, our beloved Führer delivers his vision for the world after the war. Make no mistake about it, I want peace for mankind, and I'm willing to fight to the death for it. Of course, we all believe that. Enigma code pieces 1 of 2. Collect Enigma code pieces to complete Enigma code puzzles with the extra section in the main menu. A solved Enigma code puzzle will unlock bonus modes. Oh. That's cool. Did I get that code right the first time? Or, ooh, a silencer. Oh, it wasn't silenced. Right. How do I add a silencer? Nope. Okay, how do I add a silencer? Walk, strafe, reload, grenade, assault, laser. Am I missing it? Use, throw, auto grenade, dual wield. Well, I don't know how to add the silencer, so. C. Ah, look at that. Another good guess. Oh, thank you. Press C, everyone says. To Henrik Schwartz. Whoops. May 8th, 1946. Dear Heinrich, hope this letter finds you well. I'm sitting outside the porch of the hospital where I'm recovering from my wounds. A good-looking nurse rolled me out here so I could write you. A volunteer from Munich, she tells me. Here in Dar es Salaam, afternoon is drawing nigh. A chilled breeze comes in from the sea, and with the breeze comes a smell of fish and rotting seaweed, and the most unbearable stench from that burning bodies by the shoreline. Oh. A view of the land from this location is absolutely gorgeous. I have found Africa to be in many ways a wondrous place. It has an air of freedom, a sense of adventure, if you will. I wish you could experience it with me, Heinrich. I have also seen things I wish I could have unseen. Remember how I told you that once that I would never regret my decision to quit my education and join the army? To be honest, in the grimmest of moments, I have cursed my decision. I still ponder this, but if I hadn't left the university, would I not still have felt as lost and aimless as I did? Speaking of which, how is Elsa? Have you spoken to her at all? Have you seen her on campus, perhaps on the street or by the river where we used to fish? Maybe I should not ask this, but I do not think of her. But I do think of her when darkness falls over the desert. It's comforting. The violence can be tough to handle. Some of the men are losing it. They say we shouldn't even be here, and I understand why they say this. Especially the less experienced ones. They're afraid, you see. Afraid of the guerrilla soldiers. The primitives. A month ago, we were out in the desert. I was piloting my wolf tank. We were 4 men in the tank, me, Hasselwolf, Gunther, and Kellerman. Have you seen these tanks? They come straight out of General Strasse's workshop. They're fueled by nuclear reactors and armed with state-of-the-art weaponry. A troop of wolf tanks can decimate an entire village in the blink of an eye. However, the one thing these machines of war can't handle is abundant in the desert. Sand. We didn't see it coming. Somewhere close to the Tegan-Jekan border, a dust storm blew up out of nowhere. Within minutes, everything was covered in sand. It got into the engines through the cracks in the hull and caused the tanks to malfunction. Suddenly, we found ourselves stranded. We had no choice but to set up camp. There were 20 of us in our squad. We took turns guarding the perimeter. I was awoken by a blood-curdling scream in the middle of the night. I ran outside. The camp was in a state of absolute chaos. My men were running like headless chickens, while dark men, primitives, dressed in strips of leather, faces painted red, the whites of their eyes glowing in the darkness, leaped across the camp and gutted and slashed our men. I saw Gunther eviscerated where he stood. He tried to hold his guts in, but they slipped through his fingers. One of the primitives came at me from nowhere and stabbed me in the stomach. I managed to grab my gun and shoot him dead. I pulled out the knife and crawled away from the scene and then ran across the desert, the terrible screams haunting me through the night. I was told they kept some of them alive to torture while the dead were hung upside down, disemboweled, and their sexual organs cut off and shoved down their throats. So you understand that a lot of the men here, they're beginning to lose their morale. And to a degree, that is not understandable. Sky is full of understatements. I, however, will not surrender to these feelings of weakness, no matter how tempting they may be. I will stand by my belief in the ideals of our leader. We are the stronger race, and there can be no room for anyone but us. I hope you still feel the same way that I do. Your friend Oscar. Well, I'm glad he's having a good time in Africa. All right, what did I see? Ah, there we go. Disable the cannons.
Damn fine work, Captain. We're halfway up the cliff wall, nearly at the compound. Meet you at the top, Glasgow. Hey, Private Wyatt! Much as I adore the view from up here, will you please, for the love of Holy Mother Jesus, climb the godforsaken rope?
Oh no. Clear a path. Okay. So that's what the cannon is for. Anything else to shoot from this thing? Got it. All right. Let's go get my big gun back. Oh, I got him. Oh no, am I gonna have to leave my big gun behind? What's this? Nope. Yeah, he's gonna die.
attention, bear boys. This is all turned from a goose hunt to a stick-up job. And behind us now is a centre pillar of the German army. What are you doing, you puppet bastard?
Private gate, sirs. Report for duty.
Well, crazy and dedicated. Welcome to the war. Take over, Private. Now, General Death's Head is nearer to us now than he's been in years. Some nasty wounds you've got there, Private. Be sure to mind that bleed. We eliminate the General, we cut the head off the crowd war machine. We don't, they're gonna have us for breakfast.
You all right there, kid?
Sir, my eyes are watering, and I think I'm gonna be sick. Is this normal?
It's just nerves. Let me teach you a trick. Inhale. Count to 4. Exhale. Count to 4. All there is to it.
Well, having our ass tanned by some Nazi mutant fucking Frankenstein. So we ready then, lads?
This time, we get the job done. Now let's go. Let's move it on.
So we're going to develop a relationship with this kid just in time for him to sense.
Are you lazy or wee roasted? This is a war, not a fucking Sunday church walk. Come on.
A good team. Like father and son.
Captain Blazkowicz, Gates, Benson, your job is simple. Climb up this wall, get inside, locate the control room for this big fucking door and open it for us. You see any Nazi firearms, you take them. Bound to be better than ours. The rest of us will cover you from down here. Now, once the door's open, we get inside, we work our way up through the building, we meet up again on the top floors, we find Death's Head, and we shoot him in the head.
No pressure, lads. But keep in mind, this may be our last chance. If we don't get Death's Head now, it is all over. Time.
Over here!
Right. Protect the lads on the wall. Covering fire.
This music is really chill. Oh, I see.
Are you okay? What's the decision? Yeah, flat. Fire gate. Still clamped. How you are fucking able to persist through something like that? I do not know. Well done. We're okay down here.
Dodge fallen rock.
Almost there, sir! Just keep... I'm sorry, sirs. I didn't see him coming.
That's up to you now, Blazkowicz. Get to the control room and open the gate.
Another kid you murdered, General. One of us is gonna die today.
Great work, Blazko. The door's coming up. We're going inside. Keep heading up towards the top floors. We'll meet you there.
Usually there's a note in a room like this. No notes. Okay. Oh, nope. No. Okay. I am F. All right, well, let's pull out our little pea shooter here just in case we have an opportunity to get the jump on someone. Or not.
Kommt die Treppe hoch!
Oh yes, I understand it's a creepy crypt, but you know what? They kind of spoiled everything with the Nazi zombies and the giant blind death beast from the last one, so I don't think they're gonna surprise me this time. Oh, gold sword. That's what we're collecting this time.
Closing in on what appears to be a courtyard.
Right? Oop.
Glasgow, we're pinned down in the courtyard. Quiet, you're empty, you dust tube. Reload for fuck's sake. Yes, sir. Oh, we'll be having a nice nap and a cup of tea till you get here, Glasgow. Mind yourself.
Hello. I'll take that. Ah.
fine Nazi killing there, sir. Good work, Captain. Everybody head for the crashed aircraft. Blazkowicz, we'll meet you there. Thank you, Captain Blazkowicz, sir. Move it, son.
Oh, I don't want that one. This one has ammo. Thank you.
Troop transport. More dead kids. Seen this too many times.
Hey, fellas.
Can't move this beam from our position. We're trapped up here, Blazkowicz. See if you can remove this beam from your possession.
Sir, maybe you can use this to pry it loose.
Oh,
Come on, lads. Scream through.
Yes, sir.
You believe it can Well, then. I reckon you boys better jump. You first, Wyatt.
Go to church every Sunday?
Yeah, what, you ain't got churches in England? You ain't got no priests there?
Yeah. Well, the Nazis sort of bombing them at the moment, so it's a bit of a problem.
Edward, Blondie, you're up.
well, can't take the big gun with me.
Come along, Blazkowicz.
All right, let's try that again. What'd I do wrong? Oh. Ah! Oh, no! Thank you! Ooh! How did he survive that?
Oh, fucking circus.
My feet are broken.
What is this place?
What the heck?
There's ashes down here. There's a lot of ashes down here.
Hey, Wyatt, see if you can find a way to open that door. Move it. See this pipe coming from that control box over there. What is it? Imagine it's some kind of room-sized incinerator. What did you just fucking do?
I'm sorry, I thought it was for the door.
Trigger the goddamn incinerators. Turn it off, turn those on.
Want me to look at that?
Try this one.
Come on, buddy.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
There's a keyhole. Blazkowicz, find the key!
There's one. Open faster. Faster. Come on.
Over there.
Oh, no.
Shite, you bastard!
Oh, no. Where are we now?
So listen. Blazkowicz, sir, you ever seen...
Everybody still breathing?
What's the count?
The incinerators are off.
Any way to get that door open? I rather fancy leaving the monster room.
I won't open from this side. Hold on. I can hear someone out there. Someone's coming. Captain Blazkowicz, sir, come listen to this. Oh, that's him, isn't it? That's him.
What the hell? Trench somewhere.
What are you doing in there?
Woohoo! I think, was that our introduction to the man?
So many times. I lost count.
So long since I practiced my English. It's a dying tongue. You? I've seen you before. Oh, I like you. Such a resilient specimen. With you, I could do great things.
Okay.
I like the eyes on this one. Do you forget him? I like yours.
Not this one. Somebody broke it already. It's a shit.
Kids should leave now, says Epic Shot. I agree. Probably don't want to watch this. I think it's going to get messy.
In your opinion, which one of these two varieties would best support my research?
Your mom.
I have inadequate room for samples. Should you decline my opinion, I shall have to put a scalpel to both of them and we'll be here all day. I'll make matters simple. All you need to do is look to the one
You jerk.
you would have me dissect. Go on, Captain, make a choice for me. Really, this one? I would have elected the other, but I will defer to your preference, Captain Blazkowicz.
It's okay, Blazko. It's a war. People die. My time's up, is up.
General Death's head. Today he's teaching me a lesson. I've seen suffering and death. People maimed and tortured. Thought I'd seen it all. But I'd never seen true cruelty. Until now. Count to 4. Inhale. Count to 4. Exhale.
Wiedersehen.
Sir, right ideas. Follow my lead. Oh no! Oh good!
Damn it, get off him.
Your troubles in your own cat bag and smile! Smile! nozzles for the incinerator. Grab the pipe and help me smash them shut.
That's great. What a cold opening. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look, I feel like I have to explain myself. I know everyone wanted me to save the other guy. But here's the thing. The kid was scared. Wyatt was not. Had I allowed the kid to die, Wyatt would have been disappointed. The kid would have met death terrified, and that would have been the last thing he ever felt. Wyatt was at peace. He knew what was happening. He was a soldier. It was his time. That's what he said.
Nikt, panie doktorze, nie.
I know he would have been more useful to me, but...
Tylko pogorszyłbym jego stan.
Tak, panie doktorze.
W takim razie trafi do zakładu psychiatrycznego. Nic nie możemy zrobić. Mózg jest uszkodzony.
Tak.
Who knows, maybe I'll regret it later.
Ma jajecznicę z mózgu.
Tak, panie doktorze.
Oh, Wyatt is the kid? The kid is Wyatt. Fergus was the other guy. Thank you, yeah. I saved Wyatt because Fergus would have wanted me to.
Obudził się. Zaufaj mi, mamo. Po prostu twoja córka ma tajemniczą moc.
Twoja córka, ja tam się przy niej wiele nie napracowałem.
Tato!
That is crass.
Haben Sie noch Fragen? Zeichnen Sie!
Wkrótce to wszystko się skończy. Zostawię cię teraz przy oknie, w świetle.
Strange sensation. Trapped in my body. I black out. I'm losing time. Sometimes the seasons change in the blink of an eye. I'm having trouble with my thoughts. They dissipate like a scent on the wind. But it's getting better. Here's what I know. I'm in Poland. A hospital. No, an insane asylum. She's the head nurse. That's her father. Shrink. And her mother. Some type of pharmacist. They run the place, I reckon. Sometimes Christmas. Sometimes birthdays. And sometimes Nazis come. They leave with patients in shackles. Like it's Death's Head's personal candy store. The shrink raises hell and all, but in the end, he signs. No choice, I suppose. And I've seen all this. Good folks made powerless. I'm alive because of these people. I'm getting better. Because of her. Her name is Anya. She takes good care of me. She takes care of everyone. She holds this place together. We're supposed to be married by now, but hasn't happened.
Wir schließen diese Einrichtung. Ihre Dienste werden nicht länger benötigt. Na, kein Grund, rührselig zu werden, Doktor. Sie haben zufriedenstellende Arbeit geleistet. Weitermachen.
Was hier vorgeht, die haben einen Offizier bei der Befehlsausführung
Unser Befehl lautet nicht, die Betreuer zu töten.
Was war mit der hier? Keine Ahnung. Bringt sie zum Keller. Soll der entscheiden.
Komm
Ja.
Leg die Gefechtswaffe.
Arschlöcher.
Whoops. Oh, it gave me plenty of time and I just... Oh, man. I'm clicking the other buttons on the mouse, just not the one I was supposed to be clicking.
Arschlöcher.
Nazi scum.
Anya, where'd they take you? Legs are like jelly. Fingers feel numb. Mother of all headaches.
I like the look of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to play more. They've drawn me in. Good job, Bethesda. Yeah, I kind of want to play more. But it's 9:10 my time. Kids are already in bed. Gotta get ready for another work day tomorrow. Gotta do some videos for the weekend. No video tomorrow, because I've been doing this all day today. So no video tomorrow, but I've got, I'm gonna work tomorrow to get some videos done for the weekend. But I have to leave you now. But wow. What a cold opening to the new, to Wolfenstein, the New Order. I think we're going to enjoy playing this one. Doesn't have chapter sequences like the last one. I was kind of waiting for the next chapter and then I would end it there, but I think this is a good spot to end it. So we're going to go ahead and end the broadcast here. Thank you so much for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. Thank you for suffering through the strange audio issues at the beginning of the broadcast. Every week I'm getting a little better. We're getting a more refined broadcast for you. So eventually things will be ironed out. New furniture coming this weekend, so I'm going to have a brand new set for you to enjoy on Thursday. So be sure to tune in for that. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful Thursday night and a blessed Friday morning. So sleep well, have a good one, and I will see you Saturday morning bright and early with a brand new episode.